están en vivo. Porque no entiendo. Bueno, pues entonces cambiamos de tema. Ah, y oh, está vivo.
What's up? Oh, hey. Hey.
It's so funny. Sí, porque yo no entiendo por qué una sola media.
What's up, Linda? How you doing today? Just woke up about an hour and 20 minutes ago.
Y tanta cosa, tanto movimiento para después de que dormirse. Un hábitus. Un hábito.
You're good? That's good. What do you, oh, this is Saturday for you guys. What are you up to today? I gotta get some coffee.
Oh. Oh, wow. So it's gonna be a
Made my own iced coffee.
Yeah. Y van a tener que ya recién casi 2 años, sí, 2 años de casados.
How's everybody doing?
No, fue en este mes, ustedes se casaron en junio. Oh,
Awesome.
se casaron en el cumpleaños del Ramón. Yo no sabía esto.
Graduation party, I assume you mean.
Yo pensaba que era junio.
Awesome. How was that?
Wow, okay.
What's up, everybody? Fiji right now. Been being really lazy.
Siempre celebrando cumpleaños.
My wife's on the phone right now.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, it's been a lazy week and a half here in Fiji. The place we're at really doesn't have a lot to do here. At least that we're aware of. Hell yeah, Linda. What's up, Doughboy? Like I did already. Hello, Russia. Sel Dure. Was my sister there, Linda?
Oh my gosh. Oh, Josiah también cumpleaños.
I don't know where my sister's at these days. How you doing, Sel?
Oh, sí.
Doughboy, where are you joining from?
Ahí tiene el cumpleaños.
No?
Ah, pues Ramón, el cumpleaños de Ramón son 10 días después de Mateo, porque Mateo
I know she just sent a package for us yesterday. Actually, she might have told me what she's up to.
Oh.
She was a little annoyed with us because
No,
I thought Jess asked her if we could send packages, and Jess thought I asked her if we could send packages to her house. So neither of us had asked Andy if we could send stuff there. And then all these stuff started showing up.
Ay, se está frizando.
Yeah, so I'm getting a bunch of camera mounts and stuff sent to me. We're getting Lexi a bunch of supplements that seem to have been working to help keep her from getting kidney or bladder
Está
stones.
bien, entonces, mami.
Bye.
Bye bye. Cuídense mucho. Y-
Microphones. We're getting some microphones, so the audio's better when we're outside.
Ay, no.
Little
Yo lo
microphones
voy a
that clip
llamar
on with
el fin de semana,
windscreens.
cuando sea. Ay,
I've been
qué
so
lindo.
tempted to order
So sweet.
another Starlink, a portable Starlink. We're in Fiji, Cecile. Where are you at? Savu Savu, Fiji. Actually, Naui, the island of Naui, to be exact.
Es que está bien así, papi. Que se quede un día.
But yeah,
Se pueden quedar un día, máximo 2 días.
well, thank you. I need to shave.
Consíguense hotel.
It's been a while. Yeah, I've been trying to think of like what do I really want to order for myself? What have I wanted? What have I always wanted? What do I want? And I can't think of anything. Like I friggin' really don't. There's nothing that I really feel like I want.
Todo el mundo puede entender eso. So, it's fine.
Keep it. Yeah, it just sucks. Like when I'm drinking stuff, it gets all over, and then you forget if you're drinking something that like, oh, I was eating yogurt the other day, and then and you smell like rotten yogurt an hour later. Skull Candy Crushers. What are they?
Yeah.
Is that headphones? What's Skull Candy? Yeah, it says headphones. My wife just got me. She ordered me the newest Galaxy earbuds, the newest whatever they are, Samsung earbuds. And I also got some sleep headphones, so I use these at night. I know it's probably not good for my health, but I always need to fall asleep watching videos, and my wife needs to have complete silence and complete blackness. So I listen to like a video or something while I fall asleep using these sleep headphones. They got like it's flat on the side, so I'm a side sleeper, so you can sleep on your side and it doesn't hurt or anything. So I fall asleep listening to stuff with these in all the time. So I ordered another pair of these to have a backpack, or to have a backup. You do that too, Linda? That's probably not good for our health to be needing to fall asleep listening to something, I feel like. Or maybe if it's like nature sounds or something. I normally fall asleep listening to... I fall asleep listening to like ghost videos and stuff like that. Nuke's top 5 ghost videos. That's the best. What's up, Sky? So, these $117 ones, Cecile.
Okay, bye. Love you. And,
Crusher Evo wireless Bluetooth headphones.
How do you say for your baptism? I don't know. What do you say for that?
Oh, young Sheldon. Okay. I've never watched it. We've never. Jess doesn't like watching shows like I don't know if that's like this, but I know The Big Bang Theory. We tried watching it, and when it has like the audience in the background laughing at all the punchlines, Jess hates that. So we don't watch sitcoms really.
Let me know, okay?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it probably makes you even more dependent on the electronics and just always needing to be stimulated when you fall asleep watching stuff. But I don't know. See, the thing with these the Skull Candy Crushers, I don't really wear big headphones like that ever. Normally the only time I'm wearing headphones is if I'm going to sleep, or when else do I wear headphones? I guess if she's trying to record a video or voiceover or something, I'll have headphones in. But yeah, I normally don't really We probably use Bluetooth speakers. She wears headphones.
Sorry, I know I'm very loud on the phone, especially when I wear noise canceling. Sometimes I do one of these,
ANC twos.
put one headphone back and one in so I can noise control. But I just got off the phone with my mama. Hi Linda, hi Joey. I haven't spoken to her in like 2 months because we've been kind of preparing to leave Tahiti. Then we sailed for 15 days, blah blah, on the go. And she's also a morning person, and she like never understands the time difference or where I am in the world. So I just decided to call her because she's been trying to call me for like 2 months and I haven't spoken to her. So
What's up, Luciano? What's up, Yusuf?
it's
And
up.
Linda said hello.
Hi.
They're giving me recommendations on headphones.
Ooh, nice. Don't forget the zip ties.
Oh yeah, we need to buy. Do we want zip ties or do we want to buy more of those clips that you were using before?
Those things. That's what I meant by zip ties.
Where are you joining from, Yusuf? Wire clips, I think they'd be called. Yeah, Sky, I mean, I have to admit, I don't know, I feel like I probably fell into some kind of little depression since arriving here. Like, I have absolutely no reason to feel down, but I felt down for like a good week. And it probably also has a little bit to do with I went on a little bender drinking the local kava root, which is, I don't know, it's supposed to have some kind of like alcohol type effects. I feel like I get like a minor like head buzz and maybe a little body buzz from it. But the next day I'd feel hungover like I drank alcohol the night before, and I feel like that definitely had something to do with it. So there was at least 2 or 3 days here in the last week and a half where I don't think I got out of bed really all day long. Like I would get out of bed, walk up to the bathroom, take a piss, come back, lay down, and just watch World War II documentaries or something. I just felt down. Yeah, I do, and I also think that going live the whole time while sailing, while it helped the trip go by really fast, I also think it was a drain. God, I don't want to say emotionally, just it took like all my, socially, like it took all my people skills, not my people skill, but my people, I don't know.
Like your energy,
my energy, yeah,
your energy.
exactly. That was the word I was going for, energy. Meat. I don't know what you mean by caravan. What's caravan?
I don't know.
Cecile, where are you at? Kava, I mean, I used to get it on Amazon in the States. Hamza, we're doing pretty good right now. Like I said, I was friggin' a little down in the dumps for a little bit there. Yes, my social battery was definitely needing a charge. That's a good way to put it. But yeah, I feel like it was South Africa. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You might be able to find kava there. Are you guys able to get Amazon stuff shipped there? I do know that in Tahiti it was illegal. So, yeah, I guess you got to watch on the legality of it in your country. It's so funny, Tahiti it's illegal, and then every other country around it, it's like a big part of their culture and their traditions. Like a lot of the places here in Fiji, if you go to the like islands that don't really have it's more of a tribe inhabiting the island than like I don't know it's just still more like old school tribe where they have an elder or whatever. When you come to that island, you're supposed to bring some kava to the elder, and that's what all the sailors do. So you come here, you buy a bunch of kava from the market, buy a bunch of these little like bags of kava, and then when you go to these little islands, you take it, the first thing you do is you go to the elder and you present them with some kava or whatever to be welcomed into the community. But again, my anti-socialness, like that doesn't go into those islands and meeting these friggin' strangers and having to do some weird culture and stuff like that. It feels very uncomfortable for me. It almost like gives me anxiety thinking about going to one of those islands, just me and Jess, and meeting these people and presenting kava. It gives me anxiety thinking about it.
But you also have to think that you don't want to be like disrespectful.
Yeah, no, I don't want to be. So that's why it's like, we could just skip those islands, just go to the popular places where it's a normal city and there's no tribe that you have to present. I was watching, I've been getting a lot of TikToks from this one sailing family or whatever that's sailing around here, and they've been showing some really nice places. But a couple of them are like, would be pretty much backtracking for us. So I don't know if we're gonna go visit them. Some like nice waterfalls and like some areas with like these huge mountains around you and stuff. You stay clear of the tribes. I mean, is it more like
No.
because you like, do they have reputations, or do you just not feel comfortable around them? Are you scared, or because mine is like I just feel weird conversing with people I don't know. And the worst thing is that they speak English here, so it shouldn't be difficult. Like my excuse in French Polynesia was because I didn't speak French. And now that we're here, it's like, oh, I just,
Now it's the social side.
yeah, I feel weird. I don't know, man.
It just
When I'm here, like in other countries, I feel like, I don't know.
Are you making excuses?
I feel like I might be making excuses, but I'm also trying to feel like how I'm trying to explain how I
Express,
feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess it is excuses because I know that I shouldn't feel this way. Yeah, Sky. I mean, I took French. What's up, Bo? Yeah, we're still in Fiji. We're still on the same island that we've been at since we arrived.
Still on the dock.
Still on the dock. But like I took 4 years of French in high school. I did Duolingo, the whole month-long sail from Panama to French Polynesia, and I was feeling pretty friggin' confident in my French abilities. And I went to get the tattoo, and I'm talking to the tattoo artist, and I was saying something basic, something very, very basic in French. And he was just looking at me like I had like 9 heads. And that just, my confidence went, psh, and I stopped doing the Duolingo, and I was just like, all right, I'm going to hang out on my boat and smoke weed all day long. And that's what I did for 10 months in Tahiti. No, I went for walks, which we were doing. We went for a nice big walk here in Fiji, and I think we might have found a decent one, but I don't know how much longer we're gonna stay here. Yeah, with those packages, I need to figure out how to get them here.
Yeah. But also I think we have about like a week or so, about maybe honestly like 2 weeks from now before she said, because this weekend, oh wait, no, this weekend she said she was going to get the car. No, she said next weekend she's going to get the car, and then her following weekend she can ship out her stuff. So 2 weeks.
Yeah, so I don't know. I guess I'm probably going to look into trying to bounce ahead. Well, or order the packages to whatever marina is in one of the cities that we're going to go to. So that way we can start traveling towards that island, slowly making our way. And then the packages, like try to plan arriving at that island when our packages should arrive. So, you drop that in here.
Oh, sorry.
Trip out on weed? What do you mean? Like I mean, I smoked weed pretty hardcore my whole life, except for the last 10 years that I've been with my wife, because she was pretty anti-weed. So I was like a heavy alcoholic for that time. But I mean, I fainted once, but I think I was dehydrated. It was at the movie theater, and 2 of my friends left me in the friggin' like right in front of the movie theater where all the cars drive to drop people off. They left me just like passed out there to talk to these 2 girls. That's like the worst experience I ever had on weed. Yeah, I mean, Scott, I had kava. Like I ordered kava on Amazon the last time we flew back to the States, and I brought it back to Tahiti with me. I had no idea it was illegal, and I had brought it back with me. Like I've drank kava before, and it was I really enjoyed it, especially while smoking. And yeah, I don't know. This time,
Even
I
in
there's also
Florida.
different kinds of kava. I think like there's different strains, just like weed. So I also think that that might have something to do with it. But who fucking know? I got a lot left too, so I don't know.
think the way you were drinking it, you straight up told me you made kava for
Yeah, I
like
was
6
probably
to 8
drinking.
people.
No, I mean I was being a little dramatic on that.
Oh, really?
First time I ate ostrich and porcupine was with them. I had ostrich once. No, no heavy or psychotic episodes. Thank God. Mushrooms, I took mushrooms a couple times and I've had a bad trip every time, I think. One time my mom had to friggin' lay there with me for a couple hours while I fucking freaked out. Luckily, she ended up telling me that her favorite, her drug of choice in college was magic mushrooms, so she knew what I was going through. I was having some crazy shit. I was like I just couldn't focus on one thought. It was very strange.
Logan, I'm sorry, but you gotta get down.
Yeah, exactly, Cecile. And that's probably been my biggest fear my entire life. And I think that's probably what kept me away from most heavy drugs and stuff like that. Was that time when I thought I was losing my mind and my mom had to stay up with me while I was on magic mushrooms. Ever since then, I've been scared that I was going to do some kind of drug and lose my sanity. So I think that kept me away from most things. I think mushrooms, I would do mushrooms now. I think I was definitely never in a good place for mushrooms. Maybe not now. I feel like the last week or two I've dipped into something that probably isn't good for mushrooms, but I feel like for a while there in Tahiti, I was definitely in the good mindset for mushrooms. When I was exercising all the time, we were eating pretty good. I was making a little bit of money selling, trading stocks. I think I was like, I was in a very good mindset at that time. Mushrooms definitely can be wild. I mean, I've always heard that you could get stuck in a permanent trip, but I've never actually. I feel like that's I feel like I don't know. I don't even know if it's something that you got to do a lot of. Because I know a kid from high school that he did a lot of. I remember he told us a story about how he had an eyedropper of LSD, and he accidentally thought it was his eye drops, and he put a bunch in his eye, and he tripped for days. And he ended up like he's still normal. Bo said nice dress, Jess.
Oh,
I feel like
thank you.
is this the same one that you? No, it's a different one than you wore the last live.
Oh yeah. Sometimes I wear the same stuff over and over, but yeah, this one's different. Thank you.
Yeah. Your first time probably definitely don't want to overdo it too. I feel like that's something you always like. I don't know before I ever did mushrooms, I hung out on this website shroomery.org. Like I always researched anything I ever put in my body. Like I was a dumb kid, but I also researched everything that I ever wanted to try. So like I was on shroomery.org reading people's trip reports and their experiences for months and months and months, long before I ever tried it. And I think that could do two things for you. It could either scare you away from doing it, it could intrigue you to do it, but then it could also, if you end up doing it, then it could also kind of, I feel like, lead you into certain things, like based off of what other people experienced. Like everybody says, oh, the floor breathes, or the floor waves, the walls breathe. What happens if you never had friends that told you that before it happens? Would it happen, or would you have a completely different experience? I feel like a lot of times people have these experiences on psychedelics because it's what their friends told them about, and then that's what's in your head to expect. So it'd be interesting to see what somebody who's never heard of the drug before, no idea what the results could be, what's their experience like. Not being stuck in the trip, just mentally break. Yeah, and I think that that's exactly what I've always was worried about for myself.
Sweet.
What's up?
Did you still want to do an activity? I know that a certain financial thing kind of brought you down.
Oh,
a little bit.
yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh, that's good that you forgot. I'm sorry to bring it up.
Yeah, we got a friggin' bill in the mail yesterday for. So I shut my business down back in 2023. And I just got a bill for the workers. We canceled our. We had started a new workers' compensation policy a week before shutting down the business. So then I canceled the workers' compensation policy, so it was valid for a week. And I ended up getting a bill in the mail. They sent. I guess they tried sending me a request for an audit for like months and months and months, but they sent it to an old address that I no longer had access to. So finally, they just said, okay, well, you have to now pay the maximum amount, which was like $24,000 for not complying with this audit. And so they emailed me that bill instead of, I guess, they emailed me the second notice for that bill. And I was like, I never even got the thing about the audit. Like, I never got a letter of the audit. So they're like, well, send us the information and we'll redo the audit and blah, blah, blah. And I just got the bill in the mail and it was only reduced by $7,000. So it's like $17,000 or something that they want us to pay. No, this was the workers' compensation company. So I had a policy for 7 days, and they want to charge, and it's usually based off of your payroll. And I think for that 1 week, our payroll might have been $60,000. And I was looking back, and previously for payrolls that were $60,000, the workers' comp might have been like $4,000. So I emailed them back, and I mean, I don't know what to do about this. Like, I don't want, I want to leave that whole business behind me in good standing or whatever. I mean, the business has been shut down now for 2 years, so I don't even know what they could do. Like, can they come after me? It was an LLC, so what can they do? I guess they could try to go for whatever is left in the company's bank account, which is only like $2,000 because that's the minimum I need to keep that bank account open, and they won't let me close it from abroad. So I mean, if they want to try to come after me for that $2,000 is basically what I thought I owed for this workers' comp. So rickroll them. Yeah, I really don't know what I should probably talk to a lawyer and see what the right approach is.
Man, but you're probably gonna pay like $1,000 in consultation
Right,
fees.
right. Yeah, but I will be back in the United States eventually, so I mean, and again, like if I ever want to start another business or I want to do something in the future, like I don't want to, like I always, like I felt like I did everything right with this business. Like any kind of like COVID assistance that we got during COVID, like a lot of the owners, like with similar businesses as mine, we're getting these fat paychecks for like hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I know that a lot of them are keeping that money for themselves. And I use that money to keep my business open another year after like the insurance costs started getting too high for us. So I felt like I was doing everything right to be a good employer, and yeah, so I don't want to fuck that up now. But I also don't know if I could be affording to pay $17,000. Yeah, call Saul. That's what I'm saying. Have him fucking handle it.
Another Breaking Bad.
That's the second Breaking Bad reference. So I don't know. I don't think I hope that I could just get an email back from this company, and I asked them, like, could I get a breakdown on like what this $17,000 is for? Because, and then I attached our cancellation notice showing that the policy was effective like October 15th to October 21st of 2023. So literally 7 days. I'm like, how do we amount $14,000 or $17,000 in workers' comp? They were when they were asking me for my financials, they were asking me for a month long So from October, whatever, 16th, which was the start, I think, or October 15th. They were asking from October 15th to November 15th. So I don't know if they're trying to like get another 3 weeks out of it. But by that point, no employees were being paid, so I don't even know what they'd be calculating. Me and my operations manager were the only ones getting checks, and the workers' comp rate for admin staff was way less than it was for actual employees that were like doing physical labor. So I still don't think it should be $17,000 worth of fees.
And so that played into part is on a couple, like a day of depression.
Yeah, because I just got that email the day before yesterday, so I guess I was down in the dumps yesterday for that. But what's up, Coco? Where are you tuning in from? But yeah, so fucking always something. Well, the I guess that's also part of the problem, but I mean, technically, I do have the money in my bank account. Well, not in my bank account, but in an account. I just like, am I responsible? Like, I pay taxes on that money already. Like, that's already been listed as my income. So, like, is my personal bank account, the money in there, responsible for what's the LLC was reliable for? And I feel like there's people out there that try starting businesses all the time and probably end up like failing and owing hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. So like, is this just something that a lot of business owners, I just saw a guy yesterday. Have you ever seen that guy that goes around interviewing like really successful business people? That's like his whole like YouTube or whatever, is he just it does like 2-minute interviews with like billionaires. He was interviewing this guy who created vape pens and or created a brand of vape pens. And this dude was like, I had 39 failed companies before I had a successful company. And it's like, well, like every one of his failed companies, did he manage to like pay all of his debts off before he shut the company down? Or were all 39 of those companies, like did he end up owing $10,000, $15,000 like I do right now? So like, is this like a common thing for business owners, especially like small business owners that have never owned a business before? Because there's just so much when you start a business that you don't fucking expect. Like, we were delivering packages for Amazon. We needed a DOT number, so we needed to register with the Department of Transportation, have a number through them. We had to have something called an MC number. You have to have an EIN number, a tax number. Then you need to have workers' comp insurance. You have to have auto insurance. You need to have health insurance. It's just like all these things that you don't think of when you're starting a business. But do you have a legal responsibility to show them? Well, I mean, obviously, I wouldn't be showing anybody my bank account. Like, this would probably have to go to court for me to show that kind of stuff. And then I'd have a lawyer at that point. Exactly, Sky. But I guess my point is, though, the 99 times that he failed, did he owe money on those 99 times, and did he actually pay it off? I guess that's what I'm trying to ask. Like, is it common for business owners to fail and then end up with some kind of debt? Like, is that just something that like these workers' comp insurance companies deal with all the time, and that's like a tax write-off? Like, that's an expectation that companies fail and then can't pay the final bill? Do people still put money in a mutual fund? I mean, mutual funds, I have mutual funds through my IRA and stuff, so I believe so. I think a mutual fund's a smart way to invest in a lot of stocks at once. God, that was another thing, offering 401k through my company, and then when we shut the business down, the 401k having to deal with that, making sure every employee cashes out their 401k and transfers it over to a new account and stuff like that. Like, this is the kind of stuff that you don't know that you have to deal with once you shut your business down. You don't just shut the business down and the day after it's shut down, you never think about it again. I was getting lawsuits for customers saying that my employees backed into their mailbox as they were leaving their what else did I get dealt? I thought you were saying stuff.
I said you paid that from your own personal bank account. You paid that customer directly well after the business was shut down. It's like
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, like
Just because
how
I didn't want to deal with, I think paying a lawyer
would
more.
it cost more
Yeah.
than to just pay the couple grand?
Yeah, and I think that there's still like another 2 or 3 years that claims could be filed against the company. Like, you got 5 years. So
It's really like kind of like a living hell. It's like you just want to be done with the business. It's shut down. You're not making money from it. You have not been making money from it. And it's like still things keep coming up years
yeah,
after the fact.
I think that I would much rather be a employee for the rest of my life than a business owner.
Well, that kind of business was very complex, you know, like you're hiring so much people, like, you know, you had DOT, like you said, you had
Bo,
all
I
this
mean,
other stuff.
I feel like if me and Jess would have ran the business by ourselves, I think we would have done really well. Like, I was
Aw.
paying I was paying myself and an operations manager each $100,000 a year, and then I had three support staff that were each making probably 30 to 40,000 a year. So if me and Jess would have just handled all the work, we probably could have taken home 350,000 a year. And did that for 5 years, saved up enough for a huge catamaran and years of living expenses.
The problem is with that, like he had told me to do this because I had quit my job. He told me to do this, and I have a problem with confidence, a self-confidence issue. I always feel like I'm never up for the job. Like I feel like this job is like, in all reality, I've already been doing the job. I just wasn't thinking about it that way. But he had told me when I quit my job in February 2020, he's like, you should, you know, come work for my company. And I'm like, oh, no, I don't want to. I don't feel like I could do it.
What's
And
up, Tom?
Now I regret that.
How you doing
we both
today?
Regret that.
Yeah, so I mean, we had the potential to make a lot, but I just wanted to get out and go sailing. Like I had been dreaming about it from 2013, and by now it's 2020, and yeah, instead of just sucking it up for another 4 or 5 years and making a lot of money from our business, we decided to just pay people to run the business for us and go sailing. So hindsight is always 2020.
And
It's good to see you too, Tom. We've been being very lazy.
your mantra was, this company is not my dream. Sailing is.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, and yeah. I mean, that was all I always. Even when I started the company, like I had to go to like an orientation or like a training type thing with a bunch of other owners that were starting up similar companies. And the other owners were like, yo, you got to milk this for as long as you can. You got to milk this for as long as you can. And I'm like, I literally want to just keep this business open for 1 year, make $100,000 so I could have $100K to go sailing. And then I just want to shut it down and go sailing. And they're like, just keep it open for as long as you can. Keep it. And I was adamant about just making that $100K and shutting the business down, which I didn't do. I made the $100K, and then I don't know.
Hi, Tom.
We started spending money on. We went out to eat all the time. We made a lot of huge upgrades to this boat. We dumped tons and tons of money into this boat. So I mean, I guess I can't really regret too much of it. But yeah, we should have definitely worked harder so we could have played harder. I feel like I feel like I was trying to, I just didn't want to be doing what other people told me to do. And everybody was telling me to take advantage of having that business and make as much money as I could while I could. And it was absolutely the right advice by everybody. But I was just the kind of person that you don't tell me what to do. Like I'm gonna do the opposite if you're gonna be pushing me to do something.
Really? I didn't know that.
I mean,
I normally at least consider people's advice. Unlike me, that's very much like me. I just do the opposite of what you're telling me to do.
Nah, I mean, I guess it was because I guess if I just stick to what I wanted to do originally. I don't change my mind.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yep.
No, Tom, she didn't find Nutella.
Oh my god. Tom, you have such an excellent memory.
We probably need to go check for food today because we don't really have it. What you plan on eating today?
Canned food. Was gonna make curry this time the right way with proper tomato paste and new Indian spice. Try that out.
Bo, it's all right. I mean, we need to get off of this island. I think.
Yeah, I think I'm ready.
Yeah, there's not really any beaches here.
I mean, we've only been to this one little tiny area of this island.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, I have checked. Well, it's on that phone. But I have checked no foreign land, and there's not an insane amount to do on this island. Like there's like a little chocolate tour. We got our cruising permit.
Oh yeah.
So we can leave. We could absolutely. We got when that day we were live in town was the day that we got our cruising permit. I went live right after we got it, so we can absolutely leave. I before you came on, I was explaining that I slipped into, I don't know if it was a depression. I just got really. I was drinking the local kava root, which is kind of like it has almost kind of like some kind of alcohol effects, but it definitely made me feel hungover every day. And I did it every day for like 5 or 6 days straight. So like for 6 days, I was just, 2 of those days I didn't get out of bed. I was just really bummed out for no reason. So I'm just starting to overcome that. And now we're trying to figure out our package situation. So we got 2 packages that need getting to us. And they're on their way to Florida right now to Jess's friends. And I need to figure out, we know what company we're going to use to send them, but we need to figure out where we're going to send them to. So I guess I need to try to figure out where we're going to be, how long it's going to take to get here, where we're going to be in that amount of time.
Suva Sweets.
And we'll, or Denau.
Denaru or whatever.
Denaru, yeah.
Where's that?
That's the west side. I mean, this is pretty much, I think this is the most popular area for cruisers.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, that would be perfect for sailing.
Well, this is where we're leaving from.
Yes. So then, but then we wouldn't spend as much time in Suva.
Let me bring you guys down here.
Sorry. I'm going to go clean the litter box.
Yeah. I mean, people around our boat could definitely smell our boat. It just smells like animal piss.
Oh my God, stop it.
It does. I mean, that's...
No, I don't smell it.
I was walking back from the bathroom and you could smell his litter box from boats away.
Oh, his box, yeah.
So, this is the island that we're on right now. We are in Suva. So, I mean, there's some anchorages around here. There's a diving spot over here. Some anchor spots around the island. Looks like some diving spots over here. Now Jess doesn't want to go this way because we came from this way, and in her brain this is going backwards. So we came down through here and came up. I hope, let me know if you guys could see my mouse and everything. But so she views that as us going backwards. So she wants to continue going forwards, which means that we're going to come down to this other main island down here. And this over here, the west side, is much more popular with sailboats and cruisers. And all these boat icons are different sailboats. But if we go down here, so for perspective, we're up here in the upper right in Suva Suva, or Savu Savu. My plan was maybe come down here. Actually, we could probably anchor here one night, so it would take us about a day to get over here. We could anchor somewhere over here to make this a shorter passage, which would only be another less than a day. Well, let's do the old ruler thing here, and we could go from here. Let's just go to right here. 37.9 miles. Oh, sorry. So it's 37.9 miles from here to here. So we're looking at maybe 7-8 hours. So if we left in the morning, anchor before a sunset or whatever, and then from here to, let's say, it looks like there's a lot of cool anchorage. This looks like it could be a really nice place to anchor in here. So let's just say here. Now obviously we'd have to go around this, but 32.6, so maybe 35 miles. So that's another 7-hour trip. So that's that's a day trip. So Jess likes those kind of trips. And then we could just kind of make our way around this island. Well, it doesn't look like there's too many anchorages on the east side of the island. But yeah, so I mean, and that's like, if we want to spend another 3 weeks here, and maybe the last week we spend over on this side island, this is where we're probably going to go diving, maybe somewhere up in here. So we're probably going to go diving on that side of the island, maybe twice. That maybe we hop here one day, hop here 2, maybe 3, 4 down to or Savu, which is the capital down here. Suva is the capital. They got a McDonald's, a Burger King. Maybe we could find some good food, maybe a lot of meat to stock up on in the capital. I'm expecting to have like that to be the best place for stocking up on food and stuff. And then we just make our way along the south side of the island over to the west side. So I'd probably order our packages to the marina over here. So that's what I'm probably going to do today. I'll email the marina over there, say that we're going to be there in a couple weeks, and if we could have packages shipped there. And then that could be our plan of attack. So I think we just came up with our plan of attack right there. So let me see what this marina is called. I don't know. I would also like to find I would like to be somewhere where there's not really any other boats, that we could just like go and maybe anchor and spend a day on the beach by ourselves, just like have a cool beach day. We haven't really had that since a year ago in French Polynesia when we were in the Tuamotus. We had our own basically little island to ourselves for 3 weeks. Tom, we would probably sail. We could probably sail most of it. The only part that I think we might have problems is from if we go and anchor up here and then we have to travel down the east side. This is the way the winds are going to be coming from, so we'd be into the wind. So we would probably have to motor until we got around here, and then we'd probably be able to sail again. But that's why, like, and not everybody reports their position on this app. So, I mean, there might be more than these two boats right here in this area. But this looks like it could be. Actually, let's see if we could switch to satellite. What about the other satellite? Maybe the other one was better. So it looks like you might get some of that crystal clear blue water over here. It does look like there's a village here too. There's a hike there. Ooh, there's a restaurant here. Another hike, place to land the dinghy. So yeah, this looks like it could be a nice place to explore. Or where these other two boats are over here. Oh, this is a resort here. And then if we come back up to where we're at, see, like where we're at right now, we're kind of like, all you got is this creek to really explore. I guess what we could do is, if we're going to be here for a couple more days, we could put the dinghy in the water and we could go explore this creek. And we might have cell signal to go live while we do that. I've been very tempted. The only problem is, if you have Starlink, if you have multiple Starlinks, you have to have a different contract for each one. Like you can't just, oh, I want to switch. Like let's say you have the portable dish and you have the permanent dish. You can't just be like, oh, I want to use the portable dish today because I'm going to go to land and I want to be able to hike up this mountain, set up my Starlink and go live from the top of this mountain. You need to have a separate contract for the portable dish and you have to have a separate contract for the permanent dish. So that's just two expenses, but it would be so nice to have that portable Starlink so that way if we go to a remote island that doesn't have a cell tower, then we could at least still go live. I've been very tempted to try to order another Starlink, but yeah, I don't know if it's probably better to just try to go off the cell signal. And if we can't, then we just, I guess, shoot a video and then share it on YouTube. I wish I could share my screen at the same time so I could kind of just show people around Fiji and show people maybe, I don't know. But what's everybody been up to? Because we haven't been live in like 4 days. What have you guys been up to? We've been doing jack shit. Anybody do anything more exciting?
The first 3 days, I would say, was like us getting situated.
The first day was great. We were high from being here. Like it was, we ate at the restaurant. We friggin' thought it was like so beautiful. People were speaking English.
The second day, we were paying everybody.
We went, paid everybody.
The third day, we cleaned up.
And then I got kava that day. That was the first day I got kava.
And then we finally took a break for a couple of days. But we're talking about, like, we're already in our second week. Like, we're almost second week here. So after our first week, it's been a lot slower.
All I've been doing is sleeping, Tom. I'm sleeping very well.
Yeah.
I sleep like a friggin' baby.
Yeah, I don't know. I still feel like I'm recovering. So I'm like sleeping.
Not hot out for a few days. Is that good or bad? I feel like that's a good thing for me.
It's
summer for them.
Random house projects. Hell yeah. That's another thing. I feel like, oh man, I should have
Come
at least
on,
been doing some, I don't know. I saw somebody said something earlier about cleaning. And we do gotta fucking clean this
We have
place.
to clean again, yeah. We gotta straighten up.
Yeah,
Got
this place
messy
is
in a week.
definitely gotten let go.
Got messy in a week.
Cleaning would also help find some stuff. Like I have this triple monitor set up for my laptop.
We need the
And
world.
I can't find the cables for it. I don't know how the cables got lost this was one of the last things that got put away right before we went sailing from Bora Bora to Fiji. Fuck yeah, Sky. That's some good news. Got a new toilet seat today from Home Depot.
Hell yeah!
Tom's, not really. I feel like I start feeling bad, and I feel like that's probably the reason why I haven't gone live recently, is because I feel bad, because I feel like most people in this situation would be just nonstop out exploring.
Yeah.
And I'm absolutely fine with just being in Fiji and hanging out on my boat,
But
not seeing the outside.
But then you're not fine, because then you feel sad.
I feel bad about it because I feel like I shouldn't do that, but it's what I feel like I want to do. Like
You don't push yourself.
yeah, I just don't feel like I have the energy. Like I get outside and then I start sweating really bad, and it's like, oh, this is fucking miserable. I just want to get back in the AC. That's why I feel like if we get back out on anchor, at least then just being outside in the cockpit is the coolest place on the boat, and at least then I'm spending time outside. And then I feel like, okay, well, if I'm already out here, we should dinghy to land and go explore something. So, I don't know. What is the temperature? I don't think we have it connected. I would bet at least 86, 87. Bo wants to know what you do when I'm depressed, Jess.
What do I do? I have my little channel that how do I explain it? I keep myself busy. Like, I find ways to keep myself busy, and I started it for that reason, to keep me busy. Because otherwise, if I have too much time on my hands, I know that I will start mentally spiraling and go into depression. And then I think we both have the ability of snapping ourselves out of it and be like, whoa, what is there to be depressed about? Like, everyone in our family is fine. We're actually fine. We're like, this is what most people would dream of doing. Like, everything is fine. What are you really depressed about? But I have a little side, like a little hobby that really keeps me entertained. I don't think Matt has a hobby. Like, so he doesn't have something
Watching
to keep him.
YouTube videos is my hobby.
So that's kind of depressing. Like, I have my stickers, and there's like a whole stationary community that I'm a part of, and I talk to people all day, every day, either by texting them or calling them on the phone. So I'm busy.
And I've had this probably, God, I guess since I got the boat. Like, I guess the boat was my thing that I really always threw myself into. So before we had a boat, and it was just learning about boats, reading about boats, watching videos about boats. Like, that's all it was. And once I got the boat, now it's like, I don't know, I go through these phases of having interests. What's up, Bach? How you doing today? Like, I have these interests, but I'm only interested in something for like 2 weeks, and then it kind of loses its appeal. Like, I'll be interested in maybe like programming, like wanting to learn Python, or wanting to learn, like I learned HTML and like was making my own websites when I was in 6th grade. So like wanting to make my own, just getting back into that, and wanting to just make something, but I lose interest within 2 or 3 weeks. So, and then I'm on to like something new, like a new interest. I feel like my interest bounce between like hacking / programming to survival, outdoorsy type stuff, homesteading, to paranormal slash UFO. Like, I don't believe that anyone's ever seen a ghost or UFOs, but I just like watching that stuff for the what if value. So like I just go through these like 2 or 3 week stints on an interest, and then I lose interest.
Mind you, there are things that need to be fixed on the boat, like our nav lights on the bow, and there's little projects that he could be doing as a hobby, but he doesn't do that.
Yeah, Sky. I mean, I owned a .com for the boat for like 3 years. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do a blog. I'm gonna do a blog. I'm gonna do a blog, and I just never did. Finally, I just let that .com expire. I own a couple of .coms that I haven't done anything with. Bo was asking what you do to help me be undepressed.
I don't.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I don't know that I can because he doesn't.
No, I feel like when she tries to help, it annoys me, and
yeah.
It's like I just need to work it out myself.
Yeah, because he thinks I'm this like overly annoying positive person. He thinks that I will sugarcoat things when I tell him instead of like, but I'm not. That's not me sugarcoating it. Like, I always feel like he's this super smart person, this really fun person. He's very funny and he's fun, but he doesn't want to hear those positive things. He just like gets really annoyed with me, so I just let him be. And
I mean, and I feel like I'm very emotionally intelligent. Like, I know that I have no reason to feel this way. I don't know. I mean, I feel like sometimes it just feels good to feel bad.
he says that there's nothing that I could say that he doesn't know that will make him feel better. So nothing.
Yeah,
like,
I feel like I feel like I know that there's no reason to feel bad. I know that I'm just hurting myself. Like, it's like it's.
Sometimes I feel like I know I shouldn't feel this way, but sometimes hearing it from somebody else just for some reason makes me think of a different perspective and helps me, but that doesn't help him. So I don't know what to do for him. I don't know. I feel like we both really need it, but I feel like he really needs somebody that like pushes him to do something. Like, I wish I was that kind of person that would wake up and be like, let's go for a hike, which I've done that a couple of times. I have done that. Let's get out of the boat.
But and if I'm in one of those moods, it pisses me off that she's recommending that shit. Even though I know that's probably the best thing for me, get out and do some exercise. Like, it's just.
Then
Yeah, I guess I want to fight through it on my own.
he'll do it. He'll be grumpy the whole time, and then sometimes that then puts me in a bad mood because it's like, I should have just done the hike by myself. Why did I even suggest going with him? But not every time is like that, you know? So.
Yeah, and then seeing her in a bad mood makes me be in a bad mood even more, and I suck mode. Yeah, man, I wish I could. I feel like, I feel like this time was definitely related to drinking all that friggin' kava. So I don't even feel like it was me slipping into something so much as me
Being like hungover.
Yeah. And I feel
Anxiety.
like that was really what caused it. It's like, I felt like, yeah, it's like, it's not even like a physical feeling. It's just, I feel like anxiety. Like, I get out into the real world, or I get on a live and my heart's racing. I start sweating really bad. And I remember on one of these lives, like probably the last, not the last one that we were in town, but the last time we were on the boat. Like, I remember I was getting really hot. I had the air conditioner blowing right on me. I was just like, it was just like an anxiety attack. And it's, I feel like probably the last 5 or 6 lives I did, you should have been able to see it in my mood that I was like really in something. But yeah, I don't think it was a depression so much as being like hungover on that kava shit. And my hangovers are always just, it's not usually like a sick feeling. Like I don't throw up, I don't feel nauseous. It's like an anxiety feeling. Like I can't be around people. I don't want to talk, even to Jess. Like I don't want to talk. I just want to just be there with my thoughts for like a good 24 to 48 hours. And that's why I stopped drinking and started smoking. Yeah, I haven't had alcohol since October of 2023. The same month I shut my business down, I quit smoking vape and nicotine, and I quit drinking alcohol.
I mean, you surely went back to vaping, but
Well, I vape weed. I don't vape nicotine. Like I no nicotine for 2 years. The same time I quit alcohol. And I don't feel like that with the weed. Like I feel like I could smoke and I could go be social. I could go do whatever when I smoke weed. But yeah, so I think I just got to stay away from the kava. The kava that we have now is going to be just set aside for if we meet any tribal elders or anything, I think.
yeah.
Did
Well,
you get him, Litter?
Yeah. He might be going in there now.
Oh, oh, you can't see him. He's just sitting outside his litter box right now, contemplating whether I guess he wants to soil his freshly clean litter box.
It was
My
deep
cat.
clean too. All the litter was nicely deep clean,
Oof.
completely 100% fresh litter. I scrubbed it because it's been like a month since I scrubbed it last.
And look at that's our storage unit. Bo, what do you mean from Succession? This is all our our entire worldly belongings crammed into a little friggin' bedroom that has maybe a full-size bed. Maybe he's taking a little shit. All the dishes done. This is lettuce and tomato being sanitized in iodine water.
Oh, flip it over the lettuce.
Anybody in Florida, you go to Publix. Oh man, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see that Timberwick candle. Man, this is the most manly smelling candle you'll ever find in your life. Oh, I've never seen it. But she named him after the X-Men or what? Who?
Wolverine.
Wolverine.
He looks like a little.
Because he apparently looks like a little Wolverine. What's up, Ryan? We're doing pretty good, I guess. Just getting over a little lazy spout. I think we've come to. I've come to accept the fact that I was drinking too much of the local kava root, which was putting me into some kind of depressed hangover for 6 or 7 days. So I got to stop doing that shit. Yep, Logan is the cat and our dog is Lexi. But yeah, and I still feel a little. I feel like I got another probably 2 days in me of being friggin' lazy at least. I think we definitely got to go for a hike today. And we should do a hike every day. Yeah, I know. I got to friggin' shave this shit. The last time I did, I kind of was going for this kind of look. So the last time I shaved, I normally cut it really friggin' short, like a 1. Like my whole goatee and sideburns, the chin strap, all a 1. But the last time I think I did like a 2 or a 4 to keep it longer. And I don't know why I did. I just kind of wanted to have that look for the lives. Now it's just getting a little bit too friggin' unmanageable. When I eat yogurt, it gets stuck here and then I'm smelling like sour milk for an hour. Yeah, I know. We got to keep moving. But I think it was definitely I was drinking too much of that stuff, and it was giving me like alcohol type hangovers, and my alcohol hangovers are just me being depressed and not wanting to be around people at all. Vitamin B. I have to see if I have anything for vitamin B. I know I used to have a vitamin B complex vitamin.
Yeah.
That's definitely probably something I haven't been, because I haven't been finding cuts of meat that I really like here, so I'm definitely probably haven't been getting a lot of. The diet hasn't been that great either, meat wise. I mean, veggie wise, we pretty good, yeah.
And he doesn't eat legumes, which is, the vegetarian version.
What's a
of
legume?
beans.
What did I like? Every time I ask for green beans, you're like, I don't want to buy green beans.
Does green bean? Okay, let's see. Does green beans have more protein than beans?
Does green beans have more protein than beans? She's Googling.
Okay, here's a quick comparison per 100 grams, about 3.5 ounces.
Nice. What'd you do on the water, Ryan? Lake Michigan. How's that? We were on Lake Erie before, and I mean, Lake Erie could get as fucking crazy as an ocean.
No, green beans have significantly less protein than most mature beans. So, for example, for every 100 grams, or about 3.5 ounces of green beans has 1.8 grams versus black beans, for example, have 8.9 grams, and kidney beans have 8.7
Okay,
grams.
so and what do you normally make with beans that I don't eat?
Well, chickpeas also have 8.9, but you don't like as much chickpeas.
What we should do is friggin' make some hummus.
But the
Lentils.
amount,
Oh
like,
man, Ryan, that's probably my least favorite. I don't hate legumes. I'll eat beans in chili. I'll eat beans in rice and beans.
but the
Moto.
amount of like beans that you have to eat to compensate for not eating meat is significantly more.
Yeah, obviously, if it's 100 grams for 8 grams of protein, and you want to get, let's say, 24 grams of protein, that's 300 grams of beans.
Of beans, which is a lot of beans in one day. Which you probably do eat about 100 grams.
Nice. And did you anchor every night? That's what's up. God, I don't know. I feel like legumes need to be
I love
covered.
lentil soup. Yum.
Oh, tofu. Neither of us will eat
No,
that.
it's a texture thing. No tofu.
I was just thinking today about, I wonder if I could be hypnotized into liking more food.
I wish. Please hypnotize this man. I want to be hypnotized too.
We're watching, I downloaded the first season of Anthony Bourdain's No Reservations, and we watched like 3 episodes. And I was like, this is fucking stupid. Like every fucking meal that he ate, I was like, there's not a single food on 3 episodes that I would try. And he went to, I think, New Zealand,
He was in Paris, France.
Paris,
And Iceland was
and Iceland.
the 3 that we watched.
And I would not have tried any of the food that he was friggin' eating.
The problem for me is not so much the food or whatever. Like, I'm not trying to get inspiration from the food. I do want to know what people are eating in other countries. But for me, it was the narration. I don't remember watching Anthony Bourdain, No Reservations, and it being so narration heavy. It's like,
God, wait until you guys hear the friggin' when we get the new microphones that we ordered. Like, she'll probably sound like she's right up next to the phone when we get those.
aww. I can't wait. Probably going to be another 3 weeks for that. Wow, that's a lot longer than I thought.
Oh, nice. He even got to stay at a marina. Hell yeah. What size boat is it, Ryan? Yeah, Sky, like my legumes need to be mixed with like rice. And like a sauce. That's the thing where I feel like me and her are very different. Like I don't like the taste of most foods, with the exception of some things like broccoli I love, carrots I love, like potatoes I love, but most other stuff I need to be covered up with with a uh, a spice seasoning or sauce or something. Like my food typically needs, like I love like an orange sauce with like my veggies and chicken, or like a stir fry sauce or something like that. I hate just like she'll just like make some, she'll finally cut up carrots and onions and peppers and saute it in some oil and then dump it on some rice, and she'll put some salmon on the side, and she loves that. And that's just like so bland for me. I can't.
He says I don't cook with love, but that to me is love, but I don't cook with love apparently.
Well, she doesn't have the paste. Like she doesn't like most of her rice will be burnt on the bottom.
Which is actually custom, like that is, we eat that in Dominican Republic. Like I grew up eating what people think is the burnt part of the bottom of the pan.
Do you feel like the mashed potatoes yesterday were runny?
Oh yeah, that's because I added too much liquid.
Why did you add too much liquid?
I thought I had, because I didn't put the measuring cup on a flat surface. I was holding it while putting liquid in. I usually do put a little bit more than it says because I boil out a lot of it by accident, but I guess this time I didn't boil as much out.
So that's the kind of stuff I mean when I say she doesn't cook with love. It's she doesn't have patience, and she is. Would you deny that?
I feel like spending an hour and a half in the kitchen is the most patience ever. Like
her patience, spending an hour and a half in the kitchen is like, it takes her about an hour to chop up the carrots and peppers and onion and stuff like that. It takes her an hour to do that. Like she doesn't want to watch any kind of videos or learn how to chop quicker. Like she's been chopping at the same speed that she's been since we first met in like 2012. So like that's the kind of stuff. It's like, okay, well, I mean, you're spending that much time because you just don't want to be any faster at it.
I remember when we first got together, literally I came home, I came to your house and I bought
Thank you, Doobie.
fresh vegetables and stuff, and I made the exact food that I made 13 years ago. And you were like, wow, I need to marry you. And I was like, because you were eating like frozen meals and pizza, and I was like, this poor man doesn't eat any fresh food. Let me cook him a decent meal.
And you cooked me
the same thing that I've been cooking 13
rice and
years.
vegetables.
13 years with steak, a side of steak. Or was it chicken then? I don't know.
I don't think it was steak. I feel like the one thing that I really enjoyed when we first got together was the empanadas.
But they don't do well for you.
They don't agree with my stomach very well, or my colon at least.
I made.
And yeah, okay, I forgot how long your trimaran was, Ryan. I knew it was a trimaran, 27 feet. We need to start up like a way for everybody to like be able to share like pictures, like some kind of Discord or something, so we have like a little community where people could share pictures and have like offline chats. That way when I'm like at least in a depressed mode, I could still friggin' just chat when I feel like it.
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
Discord would
Doobie,
be
thank
nice.
you. We appreciate you. We're glad that God created you. Good old Doobie Hauser, the estranged brother of Doogie Hauser, MD. You got to love them in the way they want to be loved? I guess. You're gonna sell it soon. Are you gonna upgrade? Share recipes. Yeah, that's another thing. She definitely, well, I mean, I feel like she's not big on recipes.
I used to be.
She kind of like, she just like,
The thing, like, you can't get everything that you want abroad.
right, I mean, you try your best. And then when you can't find something, you try to Google what is a good replacement. I agree with a bigger boat. You always need a bigger boat. I feel like a Bruce Roberts 370. Oh yeah, you told me about that. We talked about steel holes. How much was it? Like you said, was it in like the $30,000 range? Let's see. Uh, 43,000 ready to sail. What do you do if you get a hole in it? Like, let's say you accidentally hit something that causes like maybe a hole that big. What do you do? Does that stuff that we have, that emergency stuff, bond to metal?
I actually have no idea.
Like we have this like this compound that will like it's a two-part compound that you mix together, and you could jam it up into the hole and it'll cure underwater. See that? Yeah, that's my point. That's what I'm worried about. Like I guess it's much more less likely to happen. Much more less likely. It's less likely to happen to a steel plate, but if it does, then it's like it's much harder to have an emergency repair. I feel like that's kind of my fear on a boat like that. But again, the way I sail, it would probably never happen because I never go into places where I'd probably be worried about hitting something. A shipping container would bounce off of them. So then, yeah, I guess, yeah, you don't really have anything to worry about as long as like electrolysis. If don't spend too much time in marinas, because then you have to worry about electrolysis from other boats. I feel like I worry too much about stuff. Weld it from inside. Do you know how to weld, Ryan? My whole island packets are about an inch thick of fiberglass, so they're pretty strong. I feel like we're probably, when it comes to fiberglass, we're as close to metal as you could get in terms of strength. And it's solid fiberglass, no wood core, so you don't have to worry about the wood core rotting. Yeah, like even with our boat, we found that we had some electrolysis problems, like eating away at our propeller and stuff, and I don't think it was our problem. I don't think it was our boat. So you have to worry about the marina's electricity if there's straight current from the marina, or another boat. They're shooting off current. That's then finding a way to the ground through your shore power connection, which is what was happening to us. Yeah, and honestly, now I feel like I'm at the point now where I think I would rather have bought something like it. I'm fine with a Lagoon catamaran or a Beneteau monohull that would have been thinner fiberglass, not a full keel, a fin keel, so it would have been faster in the water. Because I find that if you just take your time, if you're not on a schedule and you could just wait for the right weather window and you have a faster boat to get to where you're going faster, then you don't need that strong boat as much. And then just learn how to go like heave to in heavy weather and stuff like that. Yeah, hindsight is definitely 2020. If I could go back and do things over, I probably would have kept the business open for longer. Me and Jess not hire any help, any managers or anything, support staff. And me and Jess run our business for a few years and just put all our money into buying like a lagoon. I probably would have bought something over 50 feet, like something in the 55-foot range, catamaran, and just have a boat that could be our forever boat. Because I feel like we could have raised 2 kids on that boat and been comfortable. And here we are, making do with what we got. Another thing that I'm really struggling with right now is the bed here because we have the fuel bladder where our bed normally is in our V berth. This just like really turns our living situation into it feels like camping.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like we need to just start dealing with the fact that we're sailors, and once that bladder is emptied out, it never gets filled up again.
I think that we can reuse the bladder crossing the Indian Ocean.
But for what? Like I feel like if we are sailing downwind sailing, that's pretty consistent. When would we use all the fuel in the bladder?
Consistent? I mean, we just sailed 15 days. What is your...
And the Indian Ocean would be potentially 30.
We didn't use it for like 80% of the trip, but we still had to run the motor damn near every day.
Windello.
That ate up fuel. Huh?
Right, and that's what I'm saying. We would have to look at what is the Ryan's giving me a catamaran. I'm looking up.
Okay.
But yeah, that's what we got to look at. Like, is the wind consistent? Because if you look at what our trip here, like we could have very easily seen that the wind kind of shifts as you get closer to Fiji.
I knew that.
Yeah,
and I
exactly.
saw that.
See, the problem with Windellos is I don't think I'll ever be able to afford a $1.5 million, even a $1 million catamaran. But this Windello 50 for 1.1 million, and it's literally covered in solar panels, is exactly what I would want. This thing has like 26 solar panels on the top. Our fuel could be contaminated for all I know, Ryan, though. That's the thing. Well, and the thing is, I mean, it's if we got rid of the bladder, we could move our bed back in there, and then we have a living room again and a place to move around, and it doesn't feel so crammed in here. But I guess if we did get off the dock, I would be spending most of my time in the cockpit anyway, so I guess it wouldn't be that big of a situation down here.
It's just an eyesore.
It's an eyesore, and it's just it makes it not fun to be sitting down here when, like, it's just, this is our whole, this is our living situation right now.
We're camping.
Like, we got my little area to sit here, to be on my computer. And then where I sleep, where she sleeps and sits all day long. Like, this week, I feel like on average you spend at least 18 to 20 hours in that spot.
Yeah. I mean, where else? I'm normally sitting on the bed in the V berth normally, and I sleep and work and do everything there most of the time.
He has really nowhere to hang out because he's not allowed on the bed. He's not allowed where she sleeps. So the cat's kind of either gets to sit there, up
It
there.
has more space to move around than the dog does.
Yeah,
The dog really
she
doesn't
literally just spends
So
23 hours of her day just in
well,
this
we're
little area.
supposed to be putting this up every day, which we haven't been.
Yeah, which I mean,
Yeah.
I guess we can right now, but I mean, again, let's put it up.
Regardless, she's laying around most of the day, but still.
That was another thing I was thinking about today. Like, I really feel bad for our animals. She gets zero exercise for the last.
But then you didn't want me to import her.
When is she going to be imported?
I don't know.
Exactly,
I didn't
Jess.
ask
We
for
both
more
know.
information because you said you didn't want to spend $700 to have her imported so we can walk her for 2 weeks.
I don't think she would have been imported until after we left.
You don't know that. That was the point of trying and asking and all of that.
And why are you saying $700?
I don't know how much it is to import because if a entry permit for 2 of them cost $600, I'm assuming it might be the same to actually import them. It's similar
The
price.
officials told us that we couldn't do that.
That's not what they told us.
What did they say?
They said to work with the person that's working on your case.
Uh-huh.
And it didn't sound like
It was very obvious that these people were just trying to get rid of us, so they were like, yeah, talk to the next guy, talk to the next guy.
So obvious.
I mean, I feel like if we just get off the dock and go anchor somewhere on a beach where we could sneak her ashore is probably the best bet. Yeah, I got the 50 up right now. I mean, it's absolutely friggin' beautiful. This is like I would feel like I can absolutely live on that boat for the rest of my life. I mean, outdoor. It's got like an outdoor buffet basically. Like this boat looks like your average Sunreef 62 or 72. Like it looks pretty friggin' immaculate. You got the views, the windows, like in the bedrooms and shit. It's interesting. The cockpit is, yeah, the cockpit is very interesting. That's very interesting. So that's why you have the entire outside kitchen and shit, is because the inside is the cockpit. Huh. Somebody just posted they're going to stand-up paddleboard around the island if anyone wants to join today.
Yeah, and our stand-up paddleboard.
I think you could rent them.
What time? Because it's already noon.
Just the front quarter. I would like to be on this thing and see what it actually. Oh man, I don't know. I like it. I like it and I don't like it. That inside part, oh man, that's some prime real estate. Yeah, I kind of see a wall there. I don't know. I think I'd have to get on it and actually feel it. What's up, Nico? See how I feel about it. Because from the pictures, it's weird. Because then it seems like if you just want to be in like the kitchen area and the hangout area, then you always got to be outside. Well, I guess not. The living area is definitely fucking really nice. Do you know what the speeds are? Nico, where are you going? We're looking at boats right now. I wish I could I wish I could put this somewhere so I could like show what I'm looking at too. I do find it funny that they have a pretty basic dinghy for such a immaculate boat. Going to Australia, Nico? Awesome. 17 plus knots. Okay, like, yeah. I mean, when you have a boat that could go 17 knots. Is there a video tour on the one I'm looking at? No. Alright, let's see. There's me. Nico, you're going to Australia and America? God, we get annoyed when we see somebody going 8 knots, a sailboat going 8 knots past us. All right, Nico, you enjoy your trip to Australia and America. Yeah, what kind of storage do we got up here? Nice little hatch that you could come through and you could step on it. Walk around the entire friggin' hardtop, which is absolutely amazing. Like, we can't even access this part of our boom. It's really hard to get to. I have to swing it out over the side of the boat. So I guess I should be listening. Was that solar panels? Like, is this solar panels over here and that he's standing on? Okay, here we go. This is the important part. Yeah, it's like a cruise ship. I like the fact that it would be much easier for you to see where you're going from the cockpit, which is always a problem. But I guess that's why a lot of yeah, that's another thing. I like when the catamarans have a second level that you could actually pilot from. I feel like that's better. I think that's kind of where I don't like this boat, is because you're taking a lot of that prime real estate out of the living area and turning it into like the cockpit. Well, it's nice to have a completely protected cockpit. It's just so much space being taken away from the living area. So it's definitely for sailing. I mean, it's definitely, I like all the propellers are generating electricity on this thing as it sails. I mean, but then let's get back to the living area here. Let's see. Yeah, okay. I mean, that's pretty tits. Yeah, yeah, it's pretty nice. Yeah. Okay, so then the pontoons. I would have to see. I don't know how I feel about these windows. I wonder how they're sealed in there and everything. But again, if you're going 17 knots, you're probably able to wait for a really good weather window and get to wherever you're going really fast, so you're not that worried about being in too crazy of stuff. See, this is the area where I feel like they never really show good parts of, and I understand it's hard to film like the pontoons and the skinny area in there, but I want to see what's going on in there. Like if it's just a little hallway leading to some bedrooms, like I need more than that. I need like some office kind of space. I need room for two kids to each have their own room. I need room for me and my wife to have our own room, and probably each of us to have a work area. Yeah, the window, especially the wind. If you're gonna have windows down in the on the sides in the bedrooms and stuff, but this does look like it's pretty high above the water line still. So then, what? Let's go Lagoon 55. See, like, I love how then you have this whole upstairs area. I love that. It's a nice place to chill out when you're at like a dock and stuff, so you're not right on level with like the rest of the dock. Every dock I've been to, you tend to have a lot of tourists just walking up and down and like looking in and shit. I'd rather be hanging out up on that second level where nobody could see. Yeah, see, like right here. I mean, this is at a boat show, so. But imagine this, like you're anchored right at a dock, and there's just like constantly people walking up and down the dock. Like in Tahiti, there was a restaurant at the end of the dock, so people would just, after they finish their meal, they'd go walk down and look at all the yachts. A Bering Explorer yacht. I've never heard of one of those either. Did you spell that right? Not finding anything for Bearing Explorer. Now here's what I friggin' need. Look at that. That's fucking less than most catamarans that I've been looking at. 74 foot. I'm sure that's steel. Like, what do they just have a pile of kayaks in the middle? Fucking insane. Oh, I mean, that's a little antique looking inside. See, the prepper in me needs to have a sailboat. Like, I need to have something that can not require fuel if the engine dies. At least I could potentially get myself out of a situation.
Just so much more expensive to get around too.
On a motorboat? Yeah. This is your dream boat? The Bearing is a new version of what the this that I'm looking at now, or where are we here? Okay, so the Bearing is like a motor yacht. Yeah, man, I don't know if I could ever do a motor yacht. I think I would need to be pretty wealthy to do a motor yacht. Not just for the fuel costs, but also like I think you would need to maintain those motors. Like you need to have like a mechanic that you see every month. You fly in to have them look at your yacht every so often. What's the boat that most people we've seen, the big motor yachts?
They're in Nordhaven.
Nordhavens. Yeah, we've seen a lot of Nordhavens out and about. And all different size of Nordhavens. This search really sucks. Like you're telling me that there's 0 Nordhaven results. Ah. All metal version. I'm not sure why Yacht World is being stupid right now. I find that Yacht World has been probably the go-to website for buying a boat since I've been into boats since 2013, and their website has not improved in the 12 years that I've been going on it. Yeah, I guess when you don't need all the winches, you don't need the room for a mast and sails, you get a lot more room for everything else. I don't know. I don't know what our perfect boat would be. I feel like if we ever got into the financial situation where I felt like I can afford a Lagoon 55 or a 55 foot catamaran, I should probably just wait a little bit longer and save up for a 60 foot. Can we ever be happy? Yeah, exactly. It's what we got. But maybe that means that there is a hole in the market for somebody that's willing to just put in the work to make a little bit better of a website. Because either I'm spelling Nordhaven wrong.
It's Havn. Nordhavn.
Okay, so I was spelling it wrong. So maybe the website's not that bad. I mean, yeah, like a 1993 Nordhaven 62 for $799,000. And you got your own basically little fucking cruise ship. Oh, that doesn't look good though. Oh, that's just paint. They have two dinghies on the front of this Nordhaven. Unfucking believable. These boats are nicer than like a 60-foot catamaran or a 60-foot Nordhaven. It seems to be more luxurious, more space, nicer than any apartment that we've had in Miami. And we've had some like 3-bedroom. I mean, we normally had a 3-bedroom apartment in Miami. Yep. I just got to figure out what I got to do to make that money and get to it. Nicer than, I mean, my house in Pennsylvania was a friggin' old coal mining house that was a half a double. My grandfather was born in the house. If you put a ball at the front door, it would roll to the back door because of friggin' after so much settling and stuff, the house was on a slant. So I think even my boat now is nicer than our house in Pennsylvania was. I do miss that house though. Because we could just go, literally just walk outside, walk into the woods for like friggin' 10 minutes and shoot some guns. Paul, what's up in Minnesota? How you doing? We've been being lazy for a week and a half now and haven't really done much of anything. Just dreaming about bigger boats now. We need to go for a walk today though and go get some fresh stuff, I think.
Yeah. I don't think they're open because it's Sunday, but we could give it a try.
Oh, I'm sure they are. We got 2 cans of condensed milk about whatever day we went live last. The last time we were on land, which was like 3 days ago, we got 2 cans of condensed milk and Jess ate them up all by herself. I didn't even get a chance to pressure cook them or anything. She just took a spoon and ate them. "90 degrees in Minnesota. Holy shit." I mean, I would probably bet that it's close to 90 degrees here. What do you do? Do you even have air conditioning in your house, Paul? Like, I wouldn't imagine people living in a place that doesn't get that hot that long would have air conditioners. Like, I don't imagine people in Canada have air conditioners. In Pennsylvania, we did. I feel like it would stay warm enough, like for 3 weeks, that constituted getting an air conditioner. You have an air conditioner, and we're live. How long would you say you run your air conditioner in the summer? Yeah, I'm feeling hungry, and we don't have anything to really eat.
Well, I was gonna make you a salad. That's why the lettuce was there.
We'll make the salad then. July and August. Yeah, I feel like in Pennsylvania it was like the middle of July. I don't know, when would you say it got hot in Pennsylvania? I don't even remember anymore.
I would say the hottest month is July for sure, and then
I
kind of
probably
partly through June, halfway through June, and all of July. So we have like a month and a half of really warm weather, and then August it starts to significantly taper off, and then September it's chilly again.
I probably ran my air conditioner from June to September. Yeah, we got the cruising permit. We went live walking around town the other day. So whatever day that was the day that we went and picked up our cruising permit. Yeah, I mean that's kind of the running joke about Pennsylvania too, is we could experience all four seasons within a day or in a week. Now it's literally the first day of winter yesterday or
Yeah,
2 days
a
ago,
day or two ago, whenever there's summer.
and it's like 85, 86, 87 degrees. But yeah, we need to stock up on well, and that's why I think we're gonna head to the capital next before heading to like the big popular area where all the sailors go. So we'll probably head to the capital and stock up on meats and stuff. Like I haven't been finding really any cuts of meat that I like. We haven't found any chicken here, but we've only been to
Well, in the stores, they have whole chicken, like a whole chicken that you have to like butcher.
Okay, Reese, you got your shout out. Shout out to Reese. He's been doing this for 2 hours. Oh, damn. Damn, I didn't even know tornadoes came up that far. It's just how do we I guess that's been our lifelong problem, is keeping fresh food good for a while. Yeah, I don't know. Broccoli, it's our favorite that seems to be like the stuff that goes bad quickly. Like broccoli, I love, but it doesn't stay good very long for us. Oh shit, tipped over railroad cars. God damn. What kind of geography do the Dakotas have? I thought it was like mountainous. Are we talking, is Dakota, are we talking about the states, or are we talking about a city? Okay, so it's got prairie. Okay, okay. I was just completely wrong about the terrain of the Dakotas. Huh. Interesting. I thought it was much more mountainous. I mean, we also, in the mountains of Pennsylvania, we've gotten tornadoes, so I guess it's not outrageous that if it was a mountainous terrain that there'd be tornadoes. My whole YouTube is just friggin' B-2 stealth bombers head to Guam. I really wish the United States would fucking stay out of international politics for fucking 2 years. Just friggin' let every country do whatever the fuck they want abroad, and we stay out of it and work on our own friggin' situation at home. Let Israel hash it out with the rest of their fucking adversaries. Let everybody hash it out while we do us. Lots of open farmland. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. I didn't realize. I truly, I guess because of like Mount Rushmore is what I always attribute to like the Dakotas. So I think I picture that kind of just mountains, every Rocky Mountains. It's just one of those years. It's like 92 when we had that bad nor'easter or whatever that completely destroyed the Northeast with snowstorms. Hell yeah. Well, I appreciate you stopping by, Paul. It's always appreciated. Like I said, we've been being lazy the last week and a half. I dipped into a little bit of, not a depression. I was drinking the local kava root, which is like an alcohol. It's not an alcohol, but I feel like the effects are the closest you could get to maybe alcohol. And I didn't really get any effects from it. Like I felt like a little bit of a body high, maybe a little bit of a head high. But I think that made me do more and do more and do more, trying to feel the effects. And it just ended up making me do too much. And then I kind of felt depressed for a couple days. So yeah, we haven't done shit. And we have ordered a lot of stuff. So we're gonna get a couple care packages sent to us. So get some new microphones for doing lives. They're gonna be Bluetooth. I plug into my phone, and it's two microphones that talk to a receiver, so me and Jess could be picked up clearly no matter where we are in the boat. So if she's far away from the camera and I'm not, or if we're both far away from the camera, you could still hear us clearly. And they'll have like wind screens, so hopefully when we're out on deck, the wind doesn't cause as much problem for the sound. What else did I get? Tons of different mounts for the camera. I got some filter, like a case for my phone to be able to put on different filters to do like for polarized filters. So if we see anything in the water like dolphins or anything, we could have a good view inside the water. We got all this replacement parts to fix our fans so we could get better airflow in the boat when we're not on shore power and we don't have air conditioning. Again, tons of mounts for my phone and for cameras. What else did we order? Oil rigs, interesting. So it sounds like it's just tons of friggin' wacky weather everywhere. Huh. Yeah, I don't know, maybe when we get back to the United States, I mean, depending on our money situation and what we want from life when we get there, I mean, it's still a possibility that we get an RV and try to raise our kids traveling around the U.S. in an RV. We don't know what that looks like yet, but then we'll definitely be hitting up the Dakotas, and I could finally find out what it's like up there. I have no experience in that. Like the furthest, the closest I've been to that area has been maybe like I spent some time in Chicago launching some Amazon buildings there, and then I drove up to Wisconsin to an Amazon up there to pick up some parts. So I don't really know much about that. The whole middle part of the country, especially northern middle. Ryan, do you know what it's called? I have seen some little units that were battery powered. I'm not sure if it's what you're talking about. The reviews that I've seen of them have been like 3 stars. Some people say they work, some people say they don't. I would be absolutely fine with something that literally just blows on like that we could blow in the V berth, and we could close the door, which is a pretty small area, so it shouldn't take too much cooling. We have some friends that got a 12-volt air conditioner that they really love. Our boat came with one, but it was very rusty and shit, and I never tested it out to see if it worked, so we just ripped it out. A recognizable name. Okay, well, I'm not sure, because the ones that I saw were definitely just some brands that just started out like Kickstarter type things. Yeah, something just for at night to just get a good night's sleep would be great. Especially on the days when we're closer to land. Like if we're in an anchorage that you could be close to land and there's not a good airflow, because then mosquitoes become a problem and like sand fleas and shit. I feel like that's the worst, is when it's not only is it hot and sweaty, but then you have like mosquitoes and shit killing you. So you're like, okay, well, I don't want to keep the hatches open because I don't want to get eaten alive. So then you just kind of bake in this sauna. Oh yeah, I also I'm gonna buy a bunch of these little wire clips. So we run the bottom of our lifeline netting through this and then screw it to the wood teak cap rail to hold down the pet netting so the pets don't fall overboard. What we had originally done was we had like these stainless steel, let's see if I could find like a, not even typing. Something like this. So we had these, but they weren't 316 stainless, so they all rusted. And yeah, it just caused all these rust stains to go down the side of our boat, and the teak is all stained with rust. So now I've got 316 stainless screws, and we've been using something like this. It's been working out pretty well. This might actually be a decent little set. I wish I knew what size I need so I could just get a mass amount of the size I need instead of an assortment. Yeah, I mean, I'd be interested to know what it is. I don't know. I don't know if it'd be worth having it shipped here, though. It's the next thing. I don't know if it's worth. Oh, thanks for reminding me, though nobody reminded me. Instead of getting an air fryer from the States, I was gonna look into getting a adapter to just be able to use a 230 volt air fryer on our 120 volt system. Or maybe we just get a 230 volt inverter Yeah, I hate teak. I hate everything about teak. A guy that has the same boat as us, an Island Packet 38 in Guatemala, he ripped out all of his teak and he had it all his cap rail fiberglassed over. I wish we would have had to stay another year to do that. So I guess, yeah. So here's the thing. If we got a air fryer, I mean an air fryer, the ones I was looking at were on average around 1700 watts. So we would need a 2000 watt converter. I feel like it'd probably be better to just have an inverter straight from the batteries instead of inverting 110 from the batteries and then using a converter plugged into our 110 to then go to 220. That's probably stupid. So it'd be better to just have an inverter to 220, or yeah, a 220 inverter. Yeah. I give props to the guys out there that are the kind of guys that want to have a nice teak boat and they enjoy taking care of the teak. They enjoy stripping it or enjoy varnishing it. God, when I'm on a boat that has the teak very well taken care of, I don't feel like, wow, this is so nice and so worth the effort. Like nice teak does not feel like it doesn't seem. I don't feel like it brings that much prettiness or I don't know. Yeah, exactly. And it's so funny that Amazon tends to not have two 220-volt Victron stuff. I should probably just try to find something something local. I could probably find an inverter here, or find a sailor that's a European that has an inverter for sale. We've seen actually, somebody was selling an inverter. I can't remember if it was in Panama or in French Polynesia that I had reached out to, and they told me it was 230 volt, and I was like, yeah, I don't need that. I think they were a YouTuber too. Yeah, Jess doesn't like having wood either. She wanted to paint all the wood in our boat white to make it feel more open. Yeah, I think that would be sacrilegious for an island packet, and I think it would really hurt to resell. A lot of people that want to buy island packets are buying it for its look, for the teak. But I'll tell you what, you would never find us on a like with teak decks or anything like that. Poor guy. He said he had an extra paddle board if anybody was interested and wanted to come.
Well,
Poor
you
guy.
should freaking say yes.
Uh,
Go out there. You need to be out there. Maybe it'll be.
I mean, I think we need to go, but we need to go for a walk and we need to go get some fucking groceries. I should go paddle boarding. We need to go walking. We need to go do something something to keep, because I lost this friggin' weight while we were sailing here. Like I finally got below 183, which has been my friggin' my what's it called, like my pain point or like my plateau where I couldn't get below. I also remember I was stuck there going up too. Like I remember being at 183 and I stayed there for a while before exceeding that. And then when I was losing weight, I got stuck there. So I want to walk every day and not gain weight. So we are going to do that. So I guess, yeah. Well, let's go walk. Let me see, what time is it? It's 12:36. Yeah, so what was our plan? She reached out about horseback riding, and I think she's still waiting on the guy to get back to it.
I didn't pursue it because I didn't know if you.
Yeah, I mean, did he give you a price?
No.
So I mean, you haven't even seen what the price is. But I want to see. Yeah. So Ryan, were you here when I talked about the bill that I got from my business that I shut down a couple years ago? Oh yeah, well I know, I don't know why. So we got a bill for $17,000 in the mail from my business that I shut down in 2023 for workers' comp. So our workers' comp policy was only valid for 7 days before I shut the business. Like we had renewed we got a workers' comp policy, and all of our insurance needed to be renewed at the same time. So we renewed our workers' comp and our auto insurance at the same time, and our health insurance all at the same time. And I realized that with the increase in rates on all of our insurance, we weren't going to be able to stay in business. So I shut the business down immediately. So our oh my God, our workers' comp insurance was only valid for 1 week. We had 1 week of payroll, and then the business was shut down, and we canceled our workers' comp insurance. So fast forward a year, a few months ago, I got a letter in the mail, or an email saying that they tried reaching out to me 3 times about an audit. They never got a response. So because I failed to do the audit, they were just charging me the full amount that I could possibly owe, which was $24,000 or somewhere in that ballpark. And so I emailed them back, and I'm like, I never got a letter, because the address they were sending all these letters to was a letter that I no longer had access to, an address that I no longer had access to. So I told them, can we do the audit? I'll send you all the financial information. There's no way I owed $24,000. So I sent all the information for the audit, and I just got a new letter saying that after the audit, the price was brought down by $7,000. And I just can't imagine how we owe, it's like, I can't remember what it is. It's somewhere between like $15,000 and $17,000, I think now, for this workers' comp insurance. And I don't know what to do. because it was an LLC, like the company owes this money. Technically, I don't. And like this month, the rest of the money that's in my bank account, this is all money that I paid myself. I've paid taxes on. Um, so I don't know if I should be even worried about this. Should I even like be fighting it? Should I just say fuck you guys and I don't have the money? Uh, Send it to a collections agent? Yeah. Yeah, so I guess first off, I emailed them for clarification and like some kind of itemized list on what this, like, why is it $17,000? Like, I don't feel like you could just say, hey, you owe 17,000. Like, what's the calculations behind this? Like, I thought my workers' comp was based off of, uh, like, how much I paid out in payroll. So it should be a percentage of my payroll. And my last week of payroll, first off, my last week was our, like, we had the lowest amount of volume because Amazon knew that we were going out of business. So they already moved all the volume over to a new company. So like I barely even had guys working that last week. So my payroll wasn't even high. So I feel like on average, my bi-weekly payroll workers' compensation was like $4,000 or $5,000 for a bi-weekly payroll. And this payroll that this workers' comp plan was only for 1 week. So I just don't see how it could be like if it was $2,000, I would just pay it so that way my business ends on a good, like I did everything the right way. But if they want to try to say I owe some kind of crazy amount, that doesn't make sense. I think I might just have to be a scumbag for the first time in my life and not pay it. If I could find an attorney for cheap, like I don't want to end up having to pay $5,000 for an attorney to make it that I only have to pay $5,000 and then I still pay. I mean, I guess I'm still only then paying 10,000 versus 17,000. So I guess yeah, let's see what they come back with about this letter because I sent them the cancellation form saying, look, I shut my business down on the 21st of October. The plan, the workers' comp plan started on the 15th of October, so it was only valid for exactly 7 days. And when they requested all my financial information for the audit, they were requesting information from October 15th to November 15th. So they were asking for a month's worth of information. So I don't know if they're counting like the whole month as my as being part of my policy when I canceled it a week in. So let me see what they respond with. And then if it's not something that I want to hear, then I guess I'll talk to a lawyer. Yeah, and especially there's Facebook groups for Amazon delivery partners. So there's probably other owners that I could reach out to that dealt with some similar stuff. But yeah, we were getting sued by like people that were in traffic accidents with some of my drivers like years ago, and I was still getting lawsuits from them after I shut the business down. And I had talked to a lawyer about it, and he was like you can pay it, or you could try to fight it. You can. I forget what exactly he said, but he did make it sound like I probably wouldn't be held personally liable for it, depending on what my financial situation was. So yeah, I guess we got options. I'm not too worried about it. We are going to go horseback riding and do some activities. Like, I'm not going to let that stop us. So yeah, I do think that you should pursue reaching out about the horseback ride. Yeah, I think I want to still do something before we leave this island. Okay. If we don't do that, what we might do is we saw kayaks for sale at a store here. So we might just go either buy our own kayak or see if we could buy paddleboard, if they have inflatable paddle boards for sale. So that way we could just go out on our own. But yeah, we got to go because The shuttle runs, what time is it? 12:44. So yeah, the shuttle's running every half hour now. So we can go get to a shuttle to go for a walk. We're gonna call it here, and maybe I'll go live tomorrow because it's Sunday for you guys, so people might be available. It's Monday for us. So yeah, look for us live tomorrow. Ryan, it's been fun. Thanks for stopping in, and I will definitely take your advice. We'll definitely talk to a lawyer if I don't get a good answer from the workers' comp company, but I'm hoping they see that they maybe made a mistake in them thinking that it was for a month and I only had the policy for a week. So maybe we'll see that they give us some better information and we'll take it from there. But until then, hopefully we'll talk to you tomorrow, Ryan, and anybody else that's listening. Thanks for stopping in, and we'll see you guys on the next live.
Bye.
Peace.